and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker this afternoon, Mr. Nick Jamerson, to the podium.
Thank you so much, Dr. Worth. It's truly an honor to be here with you guys today. It's been 16 years since I graduated from UPIKE. I'm so old that it was Papa College when I was here. I remember a few things from that day. I remember a throbbing headache from a pre-graduation party the night before. I remember my family being there, my mom, my dad, my granddad, my grandparents, my grandmother. My sister graduated with me, and both my brothers were there. And today, actually, as Dr. Worth pointed out, they're here today. My mom, my sister, my fiance, my son in utero, Wilbur, my daughter Maven, and my dad. And I love you guys, and I wouldn't be here without you. I remember my friends, my teammates from all over the country who were standing so proudly beside me. I remember my teachers who were there, who I think found it to be as much of a miracle as I did that I was actually graduating. But of all the things that I do remember, I do not have a clue who the commencement speaker was. And I certainly don't remember anything that they said. I was just trying to drink some water and get over to El Azul with my friends. So acknowledging that fact, if I can't make this story memorable, I will at least try to make it short-ish. I was a student like you. I walked this campus. I lived in these dorms. I actually lived in these dorms as a newborn while my parents both finished up their degrees here at Pikeville. So I was born to be a bear. I competed on these fields. I was taught by this faculty. I stood where you are on the edge of the real world, riddled with so many questions about what was next. My degree was in history and political science, and I wanted to take that degree and figure out how to play music for a living. Talk about a head scratcher. Nancy Cade was my advisor and confidant. She had a tough love, straight to the point way of talking to me that resonated with me as an athlete and son of a coach and educator. She, along with many other UPIKE administrators, coaches, professors, and campus security, helped raise me with that tough love, gentle love, papers, lectures, sprints, 5 a.m. waits, a couple F's, many parking tickets, and the occasional boot on my car. Thank you, Chris Robinson. I'd like to give another round of applause for the whole UPIKE staff and everyone's support system that is here today. I've always loved history. I love the idea of preserving moments in time. There was something mythical about it in my mind. I loved learning about those who came before me. It allowed me to learn from humanity's mistakes and from humanity's triumphs, its redemptive qualities. And I think that's part of the reason why I got into songwriting, because it allowed me to document my own living history, and it gave me a way to amplify our culture and tell the world about it, and to also learn from my mistakes and from my own redemptive qualities. Though my GPA may not reflect it during my time here, I certainly learned a lot. I learned about history. I learned about political science. I learned about religion. I learned about communication. I learned about football. I learned about coming together as strangers and leaving as brothers and sisters. I learned about love, and I learned about loss. I learned about myself. And I felt most importantly, I learned about different types of people. When I was growing up, and still now, we often want to measure a person's intelligence by their ability to remember facts and data, how much knowledge they've acquired. We determine intelligence through test scores and degrees, and all those are really important. It's a great barometer. But I think the real education is learning how to navigate this life with other people. What I think you get with an education from UPIKE is this invaluable, intangible quality, this ability to cooperate with people who are different from you and the places that you grew up. It helps you harness this ability to take in information that may challenge your belief systems in a neutral way and force you to look at it and sit with it. I grew up in Prestonsburg. Actually, I grew up in Daniels Creek. It's a sub-holler. It's so small that when you're telling people where you live, you have to piggyback off of a bunch of other small places that people have never heard of, so you can try to figure out where you live. It goes something like this. Have you ever heard of Daniels Creek? No. Have you heard of Banner? Oh. But out in the world, it's like, no. Have you ever heard of Allen? No. Well, do you know where Prestonsburg is? No. Well, do you know where Pikeville is? Yeah, I know where Pikeville is. I said, well, it's about 30 minutes north of Prestonsburg. A lot of people know where Pikeville is. So anyway, I'm from a small town. So when I learned about Buddhism and the world's greatest living religions as part of my religion requirement, it sort of blew my mind. It blew my mind even more that it was taught by a pastor, Dr. James Browning, who I love and respect. I was completely perplexed by this preacher talking so neutrally about this topic because in my little experience on earth up to this point, other belief systems were sort of viewed as a threat to my own. And I had a really hard time with it. It bursted a lot of bubbles inside me. Because, buddy, they ain't talking about Buddha up in Daniels Creek. Even though they all knew about Nirvana. This isn't really about Christianity or Buddhism or Kurt Cobain, so anybody out there feeling tense about this can kind of relax. What this is about is Dr. Browning and many other professors and their way of showing us how to listen and how to learn with an open mind and an open heart. It's a very hard thing to listen curiously to something that challenges you. And that's the skill that you all have actually been developing. It's a muscle you've strengthened through the well-rounded curriculum that UPIKE requires of its graduates. I know that every single one of you have had to flex that muscle at some point while you're here. Because nobody knows everything coming in and nobody knows everything going out. That balance of being grounded in who you are and taking on something new and something hard reminds me of a verse from the Bible that I think is so important for everyone, but it's particularly important for you, the graduates, at the beginning of this next phase of life. It's Matthew 7:13 and 14. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate, and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. I believe that you all have already entered on that road that leads to life. A college education is not easy. Staying here when you were homesick isn't easy. Working jobs while you're taking classes wasn't easy. Playing a sport wasn't easy. Failing a test and coming back the next morning anyway wasn't easy. Learning how to live with people who are different from you wasn't easy. Learning how to manage the myriad of information about this world wasn't easy. Facing doubt, pressure, heartbreak, anxiety, expectations, and still continuing forward wasn't easy. Some of you all are the first in your family to do this. Some of you barely made it financially. Some of you changed majors, changed dreams, changed plans. Some of you probably wanted to quit 100 times, but you kept walking. That's what the narrow way often feels like. It's not glamorous, it's not obvious, it's just one faithful step after another. The world will constantly try to hand us this easy version of everything, or better yet, the illusion of the easier version. Easy outrage, easy answers, easy distractions, easy ways to numb yourself, easy ways to become hard-hearted. But today I would like to challenge you. I challenge you to continue to keep that open mind, that open heart, with the same traits of resilience that you've been walking in and fostering here on this hill. I challenge you to keep listening. I challenge you to remain curious. And I challenge you to never stop chasing the thing deep down in your spirit that makes you feel alive. I challenge you to forgive as much as you possibly can. Because grudges become burdens, and I promise you that life is heavy enough. I challenge you to use your knowledge and be wise with it. Use what you've learned to build a better world and to help sustain this region for yourself, for your neighbor, for your children and your children's children. I challenge you to be grateful in all circumstances and to continue to endure, to seek solutions, to seek common ground, to seek peace, to seek God. Because we are all here just trying to figure it out, y'all. You are prepared. You have the skills you need to sort through it all and to continue to move mountains. I challenge you to lean in when that narrow road disappears, to pray, to contemplate all the things that you've overcome, and consider these words from Isaiah 30:21. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Learn to listen to that voice. You've entered the school of life. Your joy has purpose, and so does your pain. But a lot of times, life will just be mundane. Learn to be okay with it all as it comes. It's all just another lesson. God is the teacher. Don't sweat the small stuff, and don't play dumb. I have a song to send you all on your way. Jeff? Thank you all so much. Thank you, buddy. It's a song called Linda James. And I just want you guys to never underestimate the influence that you have and the impact that you can make just by giving yourself fully to whatever it is. Linda James was a good damn woman. She gave everyone her light. She had a taste for the simple things, what it took to make a good life. She said, love as much as you can, give your gratitude at night, and be thankful for each and every day that you get to see the sunrise. Don't take your dogs for granted, don't you do nothing in spite, and take care of the people, and you won't need a steeple to give the world your life. In the land of 1,000 churches, seems that everyone's the same, but they're few and far between, like her sister Linda James. She passed her light to her children, who then passed it on to their own. It's amazing how love just ripples out, and we get to watch it all grow. That's why you gotta love as much as you can, give gratitude at night, and be thankful for each and every day that you get to see the sunrise. Don't take your parents for granted, don't you do nothing in spite, and take care of the people, and you won't need a steeple to give the world your light. You just give the world your light. Love will teach the fish how to swim. It teaches the birds how to fly. It'll light up your lantern in the middle of the night and go with you for the rest of your life. Some people find it in their preacher, others find it in their friends. Some find it in a long-lost woman, and others find it in the wind. That's why you gotta love as much as you can, give your gratitude at night, and be thankful for each and every day that you get to see the sunrise. Don't take this life for granted, don't you do nothing in spite, and take care of the people, and you won't need a steeple to give the world your light. You just give the world your light. Your light, your light, your light. That's why you gotta love as much as you can, give your gratitude at night, and be thankful for each and every day that you get to see the sunrise. Don't take this life for granted, don't you do nothing in spite, and take care of the people, and you won't need a steeple to give the world your light. You take care of the people, and you won't need a steeple to give the world your light. You just give the world your light. Your light. Your light. Your light. Thank y'all so much.